Hey guys, this is Joseph High again, junior broker and real estate analyst with the Property Management Connection here in Nashville, Tennessee. Our wonderful marketing coordinator, Story, she fields a lot of questions from our owners and from our investors, and definitely top of the list that we get as property managers is vacancy costs. How quickly is it going to be for my property to get rented out? What's the rental expectation? What's the cost? I figured it would be a great time to finally take up that request that Story had for me of getting something filled out for vacancy costs. That's what we're going to be covering today, is talking about the ins and outs, answering some of those questions about how much does it actually cost for you as an owner and an investor of having a property when it sits vacant, and also quantifying for you guys how PMC's processes and procedures eliminate the cost of having a vacant property from our leasing data that I've been looking over, as well as bringing you kind of a final bottom line number for value that we at PMC bring through the way that we manage your property. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up my spreadsheet, Trusty Partner Excel, and so I'm going to dive in working through the data that we've collected from this past year and getting you guys an exact number of the value that we've been able to deliver to our clients and our partners. So the spreadsheet that we're looking at right now, bottom left hand side, that says 2020 leasing data. And so what this spreadsheet contains is a list of all the properties that we listed and that we've rented out in the year that was 2020. And so the big things that I'm going to be highlighting from this is going to be the list price, the rented price, the percentage of the list price achieved. So that's telling us if we listed a property, did we get the amount that we listed it for? Or do we have to drop the price a little bit just as the property had been sitting on the market? And then the other big thing is going to be the days on market here. And that's just telling us how long did it take for us to have the property listed, have tenants apply, screen those tenants, process their application, and ultimately have a tenant that we approve via our screening sheet, and then have them move into the property. Now moving on to our second tab in our spreadsheet titled Vacancy Costs. So what this is just highlighting the key information that we're going to be using today to quantify vacancy costs and the value that PMC delivers in that area. And so on the left-hand side, we have the big statistics that we're going to be using. The biggest thing that we're going to be highlighting here is just the median number of days that it takes to secure a tenant for one of the properties. And so the thing that we're going to be highlighting, the difference between when PMC is setting the rental price versus when owners are setting the rental price. So what we're seeing here is that the median number of days that it takes for PMC to secure a tenant is 11 days. Whereas when owners are setting the price, it's a median number of days of 35. So there's a pretty distinct difference in that performance there. And then the second thing that we're going to be looking at is the percentage of list price achieved. And so this is telling us easy numbers. We don't have a whole lot of properties that are like this. If we had a property that was listed for $1,000, when PMC sets the rental price in that example, if we had a $1,000 property, we would expect to get $990 of that original list price of $1,000. For our owners, if they were to set that price, we would expect for them to get on average $960 of the original $1,000 that it was listed for. And then just using as run-of-the-mill example, the median price for a single family home for when PMC sets the rental price is $1,550. And that's going to be a pretty traditional, standard, nothing with crazy bells and whistles, pretty standard, pretty applicable property that I think is going to encapsulate what most owners are going to be looking at. I think provides a really solid base of analysis for us. Now moving into the second hand part where my cursor is now, the vacancy cost flow chart. Working through the numbers that we've got here, the first thing is PMC secures a tenant 24 days faster compared to owners. Like we talked about before, PMC renting out properties 99% of the original list price. When owners set the price, they rent out properties at 96%. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply these numbers to our base single family home that's renting for $1,550. So the difference when PMC serving as your property manager, what we would be expecting is $37 for the month. So 99% of the $1,550 versus the 96% of that $1,550 is going to be $37 additionally per month. And so then for the course of the year, putting all that in perspective, it comes out to an additional $440 per year just through PMC, the way that we market properties and screen tenants, getting them in quicker, which means price won't have to drop to catch tenants' eyes since it's been sitting on the market for longer. And then the other thing is the additional rent gained from renting the property out quicker. So we're renting a property out 24 days faster. So that's 24 extra days of rent that a property owner would be able to collect. That comes out to just over $1,220 over the course of a year that we would expect to gain for our owners by renting it out quicker. So when we add the $440 to the $1,222, that results in a total number of additional rent when PMC serves as your property manager for the course of a year of $1,662. Both monthly basis results in an additional revenue amount of $139. And so what that $139 amount tells us is through the way that PMC processes applications, lists your property, screens tenants, having 24/7 response to tenant inquiries, making sure that we're getting all of our tenants engaged as they're applying to the properties and things like that. We're really making sure that your property is going to be sitting on the market for as little as possible, as evidenced by our 11 days to secure a tenant. So that $139 really encapsulates for our owners, based upon the management plan that they're on, in a lot of cases we're going to be paying for ourselves. And so if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, feel free to reach out to me directly or to our business development specialist, Aaron Morrison. Looking forward to learning more about how I can help you guys.